for those people who, just to play devil's advocate, right, would say, oh, why, if you guys are making music, why are you spending so much time focusing on the visual and maybe storytelling elements with your music? Doesn't that take away time from writing, recording, etc., etc.? I don't necessarily believe this, but I bet there's someone out there listening who might be thinking something like that.
Yeah. Well, truthfully, it does. We have chosen to divide our time in that way, and I think it's because we would both wither and die if we were to give up a part of our artistic practice, because we see all of these things as different organs within the body of our art practice. So to abandon one or to undernourish one of those things, I think would negatively affect the overall health of the body, to continue this metaphor far longer than is necessary.
I don't really believe that one exists without the other. I mean, a lot of people will have someone else that does their visual art, and they'll focus on the music, and that is perfectly wonderful. But for us, it's just so important to be able to have that visual element and to be able to explore the other part of our brain that kind of goes along with these stories that we're musically telling.
Yeah, and of course this idea has occurred to us because one piece of advice that you often hear from very successful musicians, and particularly from artists, is that you should pick one thing and focus all of your energy on to that one thing. So we could be shooting ourselves in the foot, but at least we're going to be having so much fun before we bleed out.
Hopefully we won't shoot ourselves in the foot.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
We really hope that this kind of overall picture will end up being a boon to us, and we hope people see this as a cohesive practice. But sure, there's definitely people that might say, maybe you should just pick one thing.
Well, I think it's a testament to your talents then that you are able to do all these things as well as you do, because a lot of people who do just put all their eggs in one basket still don't end up sounding as good.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion, and usually it just kind of creates some boring stuff or repetitive. I think there's something really cool about that philosophy of you have to make sure the nutrition is getting to all the organs and I think there's a lot of artists out there that have another side of the artistic expression that they'd love to explore, and I think more
people should go for it.
Yeah, totally.
Especially nowadays too. I think it creates a more interesting experience.
Yes.
Right? I'm always intrigued whenever I see something dropping from Bellow and the Whale. If it's just an Instagram post, I'm like, oh, does this mean there's new music coming? Or does it just mean I have to look at this picture and try and figure out what it means? It's cool because it creates a sense of a continuous little mini drama of the Bellow and the Whale or something, There's always something to look forward to. And while I'm sure it's difficult, right? I mean, it does take a lot of time and a lot of creativity to continuously come up with all of these new ideas. If somebody's out there listening and thinking that maybe you can try doing the same thing, I definitely think that you should. Granted, that as long as you know that, right, like Dan said, there is a lot of work that goes into doing all of these different types of things.
Yeah,
but
you won't sleep very much. That's the thing. Ironically, for the health of your the well-roundedness of your artistic self, you sacrifice a little bit of your physical health by not sleeping as much as you should.
Yeah, I never liked the whole jack of all trades, master of none argument. Especially in today's world, where, especially in music, you kind of have to be able to diversify and develop your skill set, because nobody cares if you can shred anymore.
Honestly, yeah. It's
right.
An interesting world we're entering into, where the jack of all trades is becoming almost a necessity if you want to do the things you love to do well, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Because there's a whole other group of people, the people that are not saying pick one thing and focus on it, who are saying actually you need to get pretty good at doing a lot of different things in order to feed yourself, you know, and say yes to different things.
Right.
Yeah.
Have your fingers in lots of pies. That's what the head of my master's course used to say. Have your fingers in lots of different pies.
That's
That sounds a little
one way to put it.
She's
sanitary.
Those Brits.
Use a fork at least, God, you know. Like, are you tired of listening to the same bands over and over again?
Over and over.
Stop listening to what mainstream media chooses for you
You filthy casual.
and try something new. Tune in to the Underbelly Hours for exclusive interviews, unreleased content, and more from the depths of Chicago's underground. I'm Adela.
I'm Dan.
Take off your coat and stay a while!
Now available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or anywhere you stream your podcast, thanks to Ox Audio, a Chicago-based podcasting platform.